Welcome back, everybody. My name is Kevin Strange. I am a cartoonist, novelist, and independent filmmaker. And I am here today to share my love of the comic book medium with you. Today, we're going to take a look at Jason Brubaker, one of my favorite cartoonists, comic creators, who has had a wild career, ended up in Hollywood doing animated intros on the Kung Fu Panda series and later became disillusioned with Hollywood and left to pursue independent comics. And we're going to take a look at several of his works today and just kind of talk about his style and what I like about him. You can support me by following the link below to my Patreon page, where for $3 a month, you get access to nearly 20 years of my comic books, novels, and feature films. Uh, and so let's get started. We're going to take a look at two or three different series from Jason today. Uh, I found Jason Brubaker on through the Indie Comics Network on YouTube. If you watched my recent video on Doug TeNapel, uh, Jason and Doug are friends, and there's several other uh, cartoonists within that indie comics community that I'll be doing a focus on, doing a focus video on. And they just kind of they're on each other's stream. They used to be on each other's streams and would draw comics together and talk about industry stuff. And I found all these guys probably around 2018, 19. They were very active drawing comics on YouTube. Not so much anymore, but in that time, I found a bunch of wonderful comics creators that most people don't even know exist. Very underground guys, but extremely talented people who've worked in Hollywood. Doug's worked in Hollywood. Jason's worked in Hollywood. There are other guys that I'm going to cover that have worked on the fringes of the mainstream entertainment industry that are comics creators that most people in the comics community have never even heard of. So we're going to take a look first at book one of Phobos here and get right into to Jason's unique style. This is a wonderful end page. I think I was struggling to find the term end page when I was doing Doug's book the other day, but the end pages of Jason is a great uh, comics designer and much like Doug, and creates beautiful end pages to go along with his beautiful comics. And this is from his own imprint, Coffee Table Comics. This is completely done. Creator, writer, and artist Jason Brubaker. Um, uh, he's basically almost a one man show, as much of a one man show as you can be. And Jason has this style of creating these gigantic double page spreads in his books that I don't. It's almost like a his comics have almost like a children's book quality in that each set of pages almost work together and create this. In the next series, we're going to look at SITHRA is it follows the same format, and it's just right now. It's just he doesn't mind this type of build up here. We've got this castle, this lightning strike in the castle, just a double page spread of just text to set the mood, of the story. This could all be done. All of these pages could be done on as panels on one page, but he does these big double page spreads to just sell this beautiful stylized art. Just page after page like this, where he'll have this he'll have this great splash page here, literally says splash, and the adjacent page is just text. It creates such a beautiful effect. Again, it's like a children's book in its presentation. I love this shot of the castle here from this wrought iron fence. Then we have the fencing sort of just barely in the background here with all this rain is breaking across the double page spread. Several hundred years later. I mean, it's just, yeah, here we go. We're like 10, 20 pages into this thing. And we start to get a look at, this is like a black and white grayscale style here with little to no color. And silhouette. You know me and my love for the silhouettes of the castle in the background here. Phobos, gates, trees. Beautiful composition. I mean, this is like maybe look at her here in the foreground. We see her come through the gate in the one panel, and then it's a double page spread, and she's standing there, and the rain and wind is just whipping, and you see the giant full moon creating that silhouette of Castle Phobos. And oh, bleep, she says. This is another, Jason is a very wholesome creator. You can share Jason's work with your entire family. You don't have anything to worry about as far as degeneracy or vulgarity or anything like that. You're not going to find that in Jason Brubaker's work. Beautiful. It's a very sketchy style he has. And he works, I believe these are all digital works. He does all of this digitally on a SITHRA tablet. Look at that. Look at that page. That's, this is comic books right here. This is unique to the comic medium. That this is why we love this stuff. This is why we come to comic books for storytelling, for a double splash page like that. Boom. Great shot of the castle. And now we meet our Frankenstein character. Getting zapped. Blown off the tower. This is the character running. Look at this is the heel of her boot, front boot. This is her cloak that she's wearing. This is we'll call this force perspective. Of course, you know this. If you're a comics freak like me, you know what force perspective is. That's just a great shot. Here's the moat around the castle. He's not afraid to put his dialogue outside, put his lettering outside the panels. Again, creating another huge double page splash of the moat. These giant force perspective bubbles in the foreground, and the rain cascading down into it. Looks fantastic. She's jumping into the water. She's like, I just bought this skirt. She's jumping into the water here to save this Frankenstein character. she yanks off this arm. Splork. Look at the horrified look on her face. And we're not going to go through the whole thing here, but I wanted this to get a good shot. A couple good looks at our weirdo Frankenstein character that just has a multitude of arms growing out of his body, and our doctor, who looks positively deranged. He looks like Doctor. I can't remember his name. The doctor from Mega Man or Sonic. Is it this doctor from Sonic? Dr. Robotnik. Is Dr. Robotnik from Sonic, or is he from? No, he's from Mega Man. Correct me in the comments on that. Look at him in it. Look at him in this little tiny doorway in this giant castle. Because if he's not doing double page spreads, he's at least throwing up a whole. Jason is just such a fantastic comics maker. We're gonna jump out of Phobos here in a minute. It's beautiful. The doctor in the foreground here. This is some kind of his door is like a vault door. There's that, all those arms coming off his body. And look at the composition on this. Another giant double page splash page. So if you've never heard of Jason Brubaker, you're in for such a treat with his style. And we're going to jump into the color version of his style here. So this is Phobos, and for right now, this is the only Phobos collection. Although I think he just started working on Phobos pages again. I think a couple of months ago. So hopefully we'll get another Phobos book this year or next. And SITHRA is a series that's finished, and SITHRA is this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 book series that has finished. It has concluded. So if you collect the SITHRA books, you'll get the complete story. Whereas Phobos isn't finished yet. But SITHRA, this version of SITHRA is released through Jason's own imprint, and for some reason I thought that SITHRA was released through something else first. But here's a Doug TenNapel quote. Actually, we did the Doug TenNapel video a while back. You can go to my YouTube channel and search Doug TenNapel, and you'll see an overview I did of Doug's career. He's the creator of Earthworm Jim and a comics creator in his own right, with more than a dozen graphic novels to his credit. So Doug's awesome. Also, so he says here, Brubaker has a fresh voice and one that will push the medium of graphic novels into a direction that has more literary merit. I don't know if I would say that exactly about Jason, because I think he's a very visual storyteller. But as we'll see here, very sparse end pages on this. Just a little decorative design, very muted, especially in person. Like, this is actually showing up brighter here on video than it is in person. In person, you can barely see that pattern. SITHRA is a much longer forward by Doug. Nirvana Page is the name of our main character. She's this little girl who has a cat and a little stuffed bunny, and her dad fly around this world together. And he also, with this series, he does these giant, mostly double page spreads. This is just a splash page and then a 2-panel here. These things, I forget what they're called. You can see its little tongue wrapping around her finger, biting her. They come up out of the ground. Yeah, weeble. They're called weebles. These little creatures in the ground, and they play a big part of the story. As we move forward, and I think Jason does as good or better of a job with color than he does with black and white. So here we have it's technically it's a 2-panel, but the panel is cut onto the single page and allows the second panel across. So this is sort of a double page spread. You can see Dad in the plane in the background here, and Nirvana up here. Just hiding her weevil bite. It's just this blank canvas. Again, Jason's not afraid to put his lettering outside the panel, even a word balloon outside the panel, and all of this, negative space here. Just to he could have made this hand an entire splash page, but instead made the stylistic choice to put this tiny little panel down and leave the entire page blank, which is a brave, composition choice by an extremely talented cartoonist. I like the when cartoonists split um, a larger image into 2 panels, but it's just the larger image. Like there's no reason for the panel break there, other than composition, just to make it look cool, just to give it an interesting look. This entire page is just a mountain. Mountains back here. This is the sky. This is the sky. Here's this mountain. Here's the mountains in the background. Here's this buzzing over this plane's buzzing over this piece of forest here. The tops of these trees here. Just a gorgeous landscape. Conveys the volume of this world that they're flying through. Again, this negative space use of a completely blank white page, cracked windshield, brings our focus right into that drama there. Beautiful composition. The engine blows up. It's on fire. Windshield comes out. Fear in that facial expression there. Nirvana gets sucked out of the plane. And she ends up separated from her dad. And that pretty much gets this is just getting the story. We're already, 30, 40 pages into this because of the way Jason draws. And just now getting into the drama here of Nirvana being separated from her father, which will spend the rest of the series. She's repeating all the things her dad taught her about survival. She's left on her own. I believe she's 7 or 8 years old. If you can imagine a child at that age being lost alone in the wilderness. We're not going to go through all of every book. This is SITHRA book 2, and we're just going to flip through. Look at some of these beautiful. This is a Dino. This is another of our main characters. I believe this is where we meet him, actually. I don't think he's in book 1. He might be at the very end, but I don't think so. I think we are introduced to him right here. Look at he's, Jason's really selling the colors here with this silhouette. It's backlighting from the, is this the doorway or is this a fireplace? It doesn't, I think it's a doorway because this is a library. It's a fireplace. Books above it. This doorway, all of this streaking light that comes through here. This textured background. Again, it's a double page with this quill, this feathered quill, breaking the panel, breaking the pages across. I know some people who are like vehemently against double page spreads because the art gets distorted by the spine. They would hate. I guess they would hate these Jason Brubaker books because this is, and because he does them digitally. So for him, when he draws this, it's just a big picture. It's just one big fat page, and then once the book's printed, it gets this distortion in the middle. Some people are very bothered by that for some reason. So Jason's definitely not for them. We're gonna flip through quickly and just do some look at some stuff here. So this is SITHRA. SITHRA is an invisible being that's tasked to protect Nirvana. And he is the namesake of the series. More beautiful in pages. Dino is just again, I want to just flip through, show some of the weirdness. This lady's hair. There's this crazy rig. I forget what they harvest out there. Weevils, maybe? The whole thing is to collect the weevils. But things get crazy when they accidentally attract a giant weevil. And this is the it's kind of hard to see, but they're on the weevil rig. And I think that's Dino. And this weevil is terrorizing them. The farmer, the weevil farmer, has a hose to spray off the weevils when they climb up on the rig. And so they're fighting it. Farmer chops the tentacle off. This huge weevil pit down here. You can see it crawling up. Look at that double page. The double page, So that's SITHRA, and we just kind of took a little look through the first 3 volumes, but there are 6 volumes altogether. It's awesome. Awesome splash page of the Weeble Farmer. And we're going to take a quick look at one more book from Jason Brubaker, and then we're going to get out of here. And this will kind of give you an idea of Jason's work. This is the Dreams of Enoch, an adaptation by Jason Brubaker. And it's from 1 Enoch 83 through 90 illustrated. Let's take a look at the Dreams of Enoch. This is meant. I think this is meant as a children's book. Because everything is sketched in a very simplified style, as this the Book of Enoch from the Bible. I believe is the Book of Enoch omitted from the King James Bible. Let me know in the comments. Some of you biblical scholars that know everything about everything, let me know in the comments what the context of the Book of Enoch. But this is a very, very simplified, almost childlike, stylized version of Jason Brubaker's stylized style. How about that? Very cool book if you're into this kind of thing. All the little curls on God's head and beard there. So I just wanted to do a quick little look through the Book of Enoch just to wrap up. So that's Jason Brubaker. You can I'll put a link to his website below in the comments. And remember, you can support me. I am also a cartoonist, Kevin Strange. And you can support me at my Patreon page for only $3 a month. And you get access to all my comic books, all of my novels, and all of my feature films. Almost 20 years worth of storytelling available to you for only $3 a month at my Patreon. Link in the description. And that's going to do it for the Jason Brubaker episode. So remember to read lots of comics, and I'll see you guys at the dollar bin.